Iran is closer to a nuclear weapon than they were before because of Donald Trump's fickle leadership.
Effective, smart diplomacy and peace through strength is how you bring stability back to a very broken world. Donald Trump has already done it once before.
I ask you out there, teachers, nurses, truck drivers, whatever, how is it fair that you're paying your taxes every year and Donald Trump hasn't paid any federal tax in the last 15 years?
We have to stop the bleeding. We have a historic immigration crisis because Kamala Harris started and said that she wanted to undo all of Donald Trump's border policies.
The fact of the matter is, how can we as a nation say that your life and your rights, as basic as the right to control your own body, is determined on geography?
My party, we've got to do so much better of a job at earning the American people's trust back on this issue where they frankly just don't trust us.
Did he lose the 2020 election?
Tim, I'm focused on the future. Did Kamala Harris censor Americans from speaking their mind in the wake of the 2020 COVID situation?
That is a damning non-answer.
All right, so we begin this morning with the vice presidential debate, of course, the one and only face-off between Senator J.D. Vance and Governor Tim Walz before Election Day, right here on CBS. For 90 minutes, the vice presidential nominees made their case. But one thing most viewers did agree on was the tone. 88% thought that it was generally positive. CBS News political director Fin Gómez is here with more on all of the action from last night. And I know there's a tone in my voice when I delivered that, but we haven't seen civility in a while.
I know.
So let's talk about last night. What did the two VP candidates have to do, and were they successful?
Well, number one thing they had to do, Anne-Marie, was do no harm. And they were successful at that, right? There was no huge gaps or mistakes. No one fell on their face on the debate floor. I mean, overall, like this, they did no harm to their top of the ticket, right? But at the same time, they're trying to make an effort to about, I would say approximately less than 10%, more than 5%, approximately undecided, persuadable voters that exist, especially in those 7 battleground states, Anne-Marie.
Right.
And if they could appeal to some of those, respectively, I think, it's a battle margins in those states, so every little bit counts.
So we've done some CBS News polling before, asking people how they felt about these VP candidates. And I know at least when it came to Vance, there was certainly an indication that people felt that he was worse for the ticket, that he was bad for the ticket. Yeah. Not the case for Walz at all. So aside from not doing any harm, do you think they move the needle at all? Or are we just that question doesn't make any sense in this political environment?
Traditionally, they don't move the needle. They don't. They don't. They really don't. I mean, I think we're one of the closest races in decades, right now. And I think, again, it's like that dial. Can it move a little bit here in Pennsylvania? Maybe. Could it move a little bit here in Arizona? Maybe. We don't know. Unlikely, though. I mean, that's just the prediction. I don't know.
Yeah.
But again, the do no harm principle, it was established. It was a strong debate, I think, of both sides. I think the consensus was that Senator Vance had a little bit of a stronger performance, right? But when Governor Walz had to hit those marks, I think he did, especially on abortion rights, key issue for his base, things like that. But overall, I think the takeaway is still do no harm.
All right, so we have a little over a month until the election.
34 days,
There you
Anne-Marie.
go. And I feel like the two campaigns have been spending a lot of time trying to really solidify what they consider their base, make sure they come out. But in the last week, I've seen some splintering off to try to speak to other groups. What are the two campaigns focusing on in this last month or so?
Well, that's exactly right. They got to turn out their vote. They get their base supporters to go to the polls, right? I mean, look, I think approximately 20 states are in their early voting process now. But, on Election Day, leading up to Election Day, they want their base supporters to go out. They're also, what I noticed last night also was there was a direction by both to really go for the middle, right? That middle part of the electorate that is so crucial in some of these battleground states. And you can hear it in the tenor in Walz's voice. But overall, I think, that was the target. That's who they're focused on, base voters and maybe the center.
All right, Fin, thank you very much.
Good to be here.
All right, so both of the presidential campaigns weighed in on the debate last night. Harris-Walz campaign chair Jan O'Malley Dillon said in a statement, quote, Governor Walz showed exactly why Vice President Harris picked him. He is a leader who cares about the issues that matter most to the American people. Well, the Trump campaign also weighed in, saying in part, quote, Senator Vance spoke the truth eloquently, prosecuted the case against Kamala Harris's failed record, and effectively held Governor Tim Walz accountable for his lies.